The one-handed backhand in pickleball is one of the most beautiful shots. You see the pros on tour hitting with effortless power and great control. However, at the recreational level, there's many mistakes that can occur that can get in the way of an effortless one-handed backhand. Today, follow along with me and I'll show you how to hit more like the pros. There are many ways to hold the one-handed backhand grip in pickleball. However, I'm going to share with you one of the most simple ways to find it. First, you'll place your paddle to your hip as if it was a sword, and you're going to rest your hand on top of the paddle. By doing this, you're going to notice that your hand is in somewhat of an angle in relation to your grip. And this is good because it's going to spread your fingers out across the paddle and it's going to put my thumb in between my middle finger and my index finger. This is how you know you found the paddle in the right place. In order to prepare the paddle for the oncoming ball, you're going to want to execute what we call a unit turn. And that's where you turn your shoulders and hips like a gate to prepare your paddle head up and back. Now when you go to do this, you want to initiate the move with your shoulders and hips and engage your non-dominant back muscles, as well as pull slightly with your right arm, so then you feel a little bit of tension on your right side as well. By doing this, it's going to allow you to coil your body. Notice when I go to do my unit turn, my eyes are facing forward towards the oncoming ball. This is very important because it's going to allow me to determine the depth of the ball. If I were to do my unit turn but rotate to where my eyes are facing more to the side, not directly head on, it's going to be harder for me to determine the depth of the ball. How high should we prepare the paddle on the take back? When you execute your unit turn, you want to have your dominant arm below shoulder level, somewhere around chest level, but not at waist level. And the reason for this is so then when you go to drop your paddle head, you can utilize gravity on the drop to create some momentum and acceleration. One misconception on the backswing is that once we're in the unit turn, it appears that the paddle is traveling further back than it actually is. Once we drop the paddle and we step, it makes it appear like there's more of a backswing. This illusion is created by the step into the ball. One key component to think about is how your foot is stepping into the oncoming ball. You want to step into that ball at about 135 degrees in relation to the baseline. By stepping in towards the oncoming ball, it's going to allow you to really set up and uncoil your shoulders and hips naturally into the oncoming ball. Many players will have their front foot more parallel to the baseline because they feel like they're able to turn more that way, which they are, but it's not going to allow them to uncoil their hips. It's actually going to lock up their hips. So you want to make sure that when you go to step, you're stepping in towards the ball with your toes pointed at about 135 degrees in relation to the baseline. When you go to uncoil your body, you're going to be in this position here, where the tip of your paddle is pointing downward towards the court at 45 degrees, give or take, and the paddle is going to be between 90 to 45 degrees in relation to the baseline. Now let's talk about one of the most common mistakes on the backhand, which is utilizing the wrist too much. Now it may appear that I utilize my wrist to drop under the ball and then to make the paddle go up. However, this is not what's happening on the one-handed backhand ground stroke when you're receiving a normal rally ball. What's happening is you're dropping your paddle and your hand is somewhat loose, but your wrist is somewhat stable. And what you're going to do is, see how my shoulders are tilted? That's what causes the paddle head to drop. And then it's my shoulder and my forearm that allow this paddle to accelerate and to create top spin onto the oncoming ball. At contact on the one-handed backhand, you want to make sure that you're making contact out in front of your body with somewhat of a stable wrist. By going through the drop and the swing path, you're going to naturally create topspin, and it's not something that you have to generate with your wrist. So when you go to make contact on the ball, you want to make sure that you're out in front at contact, well out in front of your body. This is the only way that you're going to get effortless power on your backhand. And you want to ensure that your left arm, your non-dominant arm, is going back as a counterweight. And what this will allow you to do is it'll allow your shoulders and hips to stop rotating for a moment in time to ensure that you're able to drive through and up the ball rather than across. If your left arm or your non-dominant arm stays to its side, your paddle is going to travel across your body and you're not going to get that natural swing path. So you want to ensure that your contact is made out in front and that your non-dominant arm is pushing backwards as a counterweight to ensure that your paddle's going low to high through the ball at contact. When you go to hit your follow through, you want your arm extended around shoulder height with your non-dominant arm out as well, and you want your belly button pointing out at about 45 or 135 degrees in relation to the baseline. By doing this, you're going to stop the momentum of your body rotating. And the common misconception when you watch the pros is that it appears that their follow through is all the way here, where they're completely open, where their belly button is facing the net. However, that's not the case. At the pro level, when the players are hitting the ball, they're hitting and they're following through properly. However, they have a limited amount of time to recover for the oncoming ball. So what will happen is they will go through the proper finish and then they'll rotate around naturally to get ready for the next oncoming ball. They're kind of relaxing into the follow through and allowing themselves to recover at the same time. Throughout this video, I've referenced the court and provided angles to guide you to find proper technique and mechanics on your one-handed backhand. But realize that these are just guides. In pickleball, the game is so fast that you may not have time to fully extend on your follow through, or your backswing may be shorter due to the pace of the oncoming ball. So just be aware that I'm giving you guidelines and you are going to need to mix and match different combinations based on the ball and the amount of time that you have to react to that oncoming ball. By following these steps, you will have a more effortless one-handed backhand. It's just going to take time and repetitions to develop the muscle memory to get it automatic. So make sure that you hit the court, and I will see you on the next video.